What would you be doing if you were back in time? What do you think you would do? What would you be
Ooh.
drawn to? Like 1850.
Oh man, that's a good question. 1800s. I'd probably just die. But
Okay.
I think I'm just one of those generic characters in the western that gets shot in the stomach then falls over. But
Like, do you
uh,
think you'd go on a stage maybe? And like, there would have been vaudeville type stuff then.
oh yeah, I
Like,
mean, if I
like
could, sure, yeah, that'd be
maybe you could have
fun.
introduced a new type of humor they didn't understand yet.
Yeah, some avant-garde things that only gets accepted over in Europe.
References to the future. Like, I don't know. Like you're doing modern comedy in 1850.
What's the deal with dysentery?
And they got a couple subjects that they. What was the one in all those novels? Consumption.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Consumption
There were like
or
three names for
tuberculosis.
the diseases.
Yeah,
And they,
it
they,
was so popular they had to have slang for it.
yeah.
What about you? What do you think you'd be still in
I
the
think I'd
arts?
be doing better because I'd be like making paintings, and that stuff was a little more rare then. So I
Yeah.
think I would have been doing a little better.
Why does art got to be so fucking hard, man?
There's so much competition
Right?
now.
I
So many
was.
people in the world.
Oh my god. I had this thought in the shower, which is, you know, I don't know if this is if this was ambition or naivete on my part, but I mean I'm 31. I'm 31. But like when I first like decided to like kind of like dive into the entertainment, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it, the art. Let's just say the umbrella of the arts. It felt less like a lottery,
Yeah.
and I don't like. But lately, it feels like a lottery.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
And
So you're the same age as Hubble,
as who?
kind of. The Hubble telescope.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's on the launch pad is where I was concepted.
Two scientists met. There was a romance.
And then ditched me, and then I got picked up by a waitress and a part-time DJ.
I like this story.
It's so
Is that what your
romantic.
parents were? Was one a DJ?
Yeah, my what was my mom doing? Yeah, yeah, they were like bartenders. My dad
Yeah.
was a DJ for a little while, and then he sold furniture for a little while, and then he got into like general contracting kind of thing.
Yeah.
But my mom's always been in the or at least she was always in the service industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they both it seemed like they'd be good conversationalists or like storytellers. Would you say one is?
My mom's side of the family for sure. They're the more
Yeah.
loud ones. They kind of led the gypsy kind of life. Like in my mom's youth, they did because it was back before bill collectors could kind of chase you down digitally. so
Right.
so they could just kind of hop from town to town. They
What did
got
they
some
have
good
then? They
stories.
had collection agencies they had. They had agents sort of.
Yeah, they had bounty hunters,
Yeah.
dudes in hats.
Yeah. I remember at like the tail end of that, this bank sold my debt to like a collection agency. And yeah, they were sending weird, these really mean-spirited people. But I
Yeah,
did pay everything off eventually.
well that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you wonder how they train those guys. It's like just look. Can you just be a bad time?
Yeah. Yeah, one called me and I remember like it haunted me for years. He said something like, "You were the most ignorant man I've ever spoken to in my life." He was very calm about it. And it haunted me the way he said it. And then I think that kind of helped me get out of like I know he was also just a scum collector, using all these like terms they tell them to use and stuff. But I
I
think since then I've tried to avoid debt at all costs.
Sure. I do not mean to diminish your pain from that, but that has got to be one of the most Canadian things I have ever, I have ever like that. A mean bill collector just saying to you, "You are an ignorant man," and it haunted
Yeah,
you. That is
yeah.
so fucking funny. I'm sorry, but that
It's
is
because he was so calm
yeah.
and clear when he said it. Like he sounded like he sincerely thought I was.
People with regular jobs are a trip, man.
Where that guy is now.
Where could he be? Collecting for
Maybe maybe he does animation.
maybe that's why he was in such a bummed out mood to begin with.
Oh, he read up on me. He was like, oh, I want to do that.
I guess this is a fairly generic kind of opener in terms of like when you got started into art. I mean, I imagine as a child you probably drew things
Yeah,
and
did quite a bit of imitating at that time, like redrawing a picture from a coloring book, or uh, maybe not tracing a lot. No, I think I made up a lot of stuff. And sketchbooks. Like I had to make sketchbooks, so just like staple paper together,
wow,
draw stories,
was it
sequential stories eventually form.
was it like a shortage of
I don't know. I just didn't know there was such a thing as a sketchbook, so
oh
I had to
okay.
make one. And then you go, oh, I can continue this on the next page. Then you start doing, or I mean, I did, uh, like you'd show the results of something that happened on that page, and then they get longer and longer.
Cool.
And then, I don't know if I'm the best storyteller or anything, but I like, I think I can make striking imagery. So if I can string it together in a
Yeah.
way that's not annoying, then
Oh,
it's almost like I can
I,
tell a story.
I would say you definitely achieved that. Um, because you rotoscope, right?
Yeah, at least half is.
Half is rotoscoped. I
And I
was
hire people sometimes.
oh cool. I uh I was wondering about where you sourced some of your like the footage that you rotoscoped over. Like I mean, some of it, I mean, looks like pro wrestling because I'm pretty sure it is pro wrestling like footage. But
Yeah,
when it comes to the more mundane stuff, do you record that yourself?
yeah, for sure. I have a dummy here that sometimes I like will wrestle with it.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I do some of those wrestling moves. Like about a year ago, I'm too old to be doing this stuff, but I was in this garage at my parents' house, filming a few things, and I got up on this kind of like a what was it? It was like a chest of drawers, and I was supposed to do an elbow drop onto this. In the cartoon, it was the hazmat dude Theo was jumping onto this pod
Uh huh.
and like elbow dropping this pod, and then there were these clam creatures inside, or like oyster creatures,
Oh yeah, that's from
but
Bother Me Pearl or
they're of pearl.
yeah, Bother of Pearl.
Yeah. So I set up this big tarp in the shape of that pod, like that mutated pod, and like I jumped off this thing, and I was thinking, Jesus, that could have really ruined my leg or something. Uh,
That could have really gone
I decided
awry.
to be a little more careful after that. That was kind of like the point where I was like, I can't do all these things.
Sure.
So I started using wrestling video games
Oh,
more.
that's clever.
And that way, it's not as trackable. Like someone wouldn't recognize it as a specific, because you can change the angles,
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
so people wouldn't go, "Oh, that's from WrestleMania 20."
Sure, I bet even if you did, I bet they would just appreciate catching the reference. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not sure how legal it is to use other people's.
Oh, even
That's still their vision.
yeah. I mean, if it, I feel like once you rotoscope it, it kind of strikes me more as like when people take like make a collage out of various clippings. It's like
Oh,
well, I
that's
mean,
true.
it kind of like once it crosses a certain threshold, it becomes your own. But
Yeah. Once in a while, I don't care. Like I don't worry too much.
yeah.
I think I took a tiny piece from the movie Gremlins lately because I needed a female character slamming a door
Uh-huh.
and like like holding it because something's coming through the door. And there's a perfect scene in that for what I needed. So I altered it a lot. It's the character Kate, I think,
What
slams
what
a door.
what game do you use, if I don't mind my asking?
Can't remember. It's one of those older, one of the older wrestle games for
Like,
PS2,
okay, for
and it's
PS2.
like you can alter so you can design the characters.
Yeah.
So that also helps. You don't even have to change them that much when you rotoscope.
Cool.
It's one of those ones raw
Mm-hmm.
WWE. I can't remember. 2008 or 9. My brother. That's another one. My brother. That was his idea.
Yeah,
So he's
was he the one that kind of started the?
how it started was for a while there in like I don't know. It was like over 10 years ago. I was like illustrating for my older brother Riel,
Mm-hmm.
and I was illustrating comic books for him.
Captain Canuck.
Yeah, he did that, and then he said, "Let's try animation," because we were like, I was just thinking, got to be possible. Like,
Yeah. It's
so I
just
was just drawing. I was doing flip books and then scanning them. So we did an animation with him. And Miles thought of like these shortcuts soon after that, and he did a show called Apollo Gauntlet,
yeah.
and that
I
was
found that in a Google search as well. Did you work on that too?
no, I didn't do it. I think he used one of my songs once. That's about it,
Oh,
maybe
that's
two.
cool.
But that was all him. Like it seems like a bunch of people made that, but it was just one guy.
Holy shit. But you guys worked on a thing called Super Space?
Yeah, that's the one that where we learned the
Oh,
process.
okay, cool.
That one never ended, so I don't even know if that's online anywhere.
Yeah, I
It
found
it was like
some on
a
YouTube.
pilot episode,
Oh, I gotcha.
so it ends with them finding this race of female warriors in space, and and then I think one of them's kidnapped by a giant, and then it just ends. And then I decided after that, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna end all my stories. I'm gonna continue them.
It's like
I can't just.
yeah, you can't leave that open book that it just
Yeah,
stays in your heart.
that's not my project, so I don't have to worry. But
Right.
if I'm making something, yeah, it haunts me. I gotta finish it.